Hi, this is Sahana. In this video, we are going to understand HTTP status codes. Let's start this with an example. Here I have created this web API. This web API is all about CRUD operations for to-do list. And here I have this action method getAll. This action method will get all the to-do items. If everything is successful, it has to tell the client that everything is successful and here is the output. Here is the Swagger UI. Let's execute this getAll endpoint. I will execute this. See, here we have a response, and along with this response, here our web API has sent some code to the client. See, it has sent 200. This is called as status code. HTTP status codes are used to communicate the result of an API request. These codes belong to different categories such as informational, successful, redirection, client errors, server errors, and these codes like 100 to 199 they belong to informational category. Then successful codes they fall in this range 200 to 299, and same for redirection, client errors, and server errors. If we look at this get all action method, see, first we are checking if to do items count. If it is 0, then we are returning not found. This not found, when we say not found, when we use this not found method, this returns 404 as a status code. Then, if everything is successful, see, we are returning OK with this item. When we send OK response, this sends 200 as status code. See, here we have one more action method, create to do item. In this case, what we are doing, this action method is used to create new to do item. If whatever the data we pass, if it is null, then we are sending bad request. See, this bad request method returns 400 as status code. Then the client will understand with this status code, client will understand the what issue would have happened because each status code belongs to some or the other category. If it belongs to 400, if it is 400, it belongs to certain category and client can make a decision on this. And after this, what we are doing, we are adding new to do item. Then we are returning the status code using created at action. This returns 201 as status code. Let's execute this and see this one. I will execute this create to do item. Let's try it out. See, I will remove this request body and I will execute this. See, this is the status code that is returned by our web API. This has returned 400. That means bad request. This because this belongs to client errors category. So with this status code, client will know, okay, this is bad request. I need to do something with this. At the same time, instead of this, if I give some value, let's say I will some value. Now I will execute this request. I have given some data. This has to create new to do item. See, now this is the response. We see even for success response, we can return various status codes. 200 says success response. If we want, along with success response, if we want to give some extra information, that is, it is success and item has been created. To our API side, we can use this created at action method, and internally that method will send 201 as the status code. You need not remember all the status code. You should remember the categories. If you get, let's say if you get 201, then what is the category that it belongs to? That means it is successful response. And if it is, in our case, we have seen one example where we were getting the status code which was falling in this 400 to 499 category. That means client error. Look at our web API. While writing the code itself, we are making judgment what status code to send back to the client. In this method, client has requested some item and he has passed this ID. We are telling if there are no items, then we are sending 404. Let's say, and we try to fetch that item, but there is no such item, there is no matching item for that ID. Again, we are telling it's not found. Then we are sending 404. If it is successful, then we are sending 200. This way, as a developer, we have to make decision what error code or what status code to send back to the client. And client side application will make use of these status codes to decide what is the action that has happened at the server side. I opened this official website. Here you will get to know all the important status codes and detailed information. They have listed these four categories. Say, informational category, in this case, request was received, continuing process. Say, if it is 200 category, the request was successfully received, understood, and accepted. So this way, see 400 category, that means client error. Request contains bad syntax or cannot be fulfilled. And if it is 500 category, that means the server failed to fulfill an apparently valid request. So this way, if you scroll down, you can get to know most of the important status codes. I will mention this link in the description. It not only this website, if you search for HTTP status codes, you will find n number of good resources in the internet. You can go through any of them and you can understand more about these status codes. Purpose of this video is just to understand what is status code, how we can make use of status code in our web API, and how the client applications make use of status code to understand the things at server side. That's all for today's video. I hope the session was useful. See you soon in the next video. Thank you.